That shit slaps every time. Love that song. Love that song. What's up, everybody? Appreciate everybody being here this evening. How's everybody doing? Naries, how are you doing? Appreciate you being here first. Again, Malcolm, appreciate you being here. Our Debbie, appreciate you being here. And Gray, appreciate you being here as well. And everybody that is watching. And if you are watching and you haven't liked, hit that like button. And we appreciate everybody being here. We are going to get into a few things this evening. It is just myself. It's just myself tonight. But we are going to get into a few things this evening. How's everybody doing? I haven't talked to you guys since what was the last stream? 4 days ago. But I have stayed up on what I told y'all. Told y'all I was going to start posting daily. What about them daily posts? Yeah. Where's Raymond? That's who I want to talk to. Because Raymond was the one last time talking about some, oh yeah, nah, you're not going to, damn, that's loud. You're not going to be posting every day. You say that all the time. Yeah, where's Raymond? Somebody go get Raymond's ass. Get Raymond in here. So Raymond can, so I can tell Raymond, yeah, what do you think about them daily posts? Yeah. I'm trying to come back like I told you guys. And I think right now we're doing a pretty good job of staying on track with that. But we're going to jump into, let's see, what's our first topic today? Let's see. Okay. Let's jump into the first topic. First thing we're going to jump into is going to be Marvel Studios greenlighting X-Men97 Season 3. And I don't know if this is coming as a shock to anyone, but it really should not. And the reason I say that this should not come as a shock to anyone is because this series is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I cannot wait to see the episode tomorrow. Cannot wait. This show really, I mean, and no one again should be shocked that it's phenomenal because let me rewind on that because this is still in the same hands of the Marvel Studios that we've had for the last 2-3 years. But everything that we've heard about X-Men97 before we watched it, was true. All of the things that we were hearing about Bo DeMeo and him being the biggest, a big X-Men97 fan and wanting only writers in there that were also X-Men97 fans. This is a great show. I'm not. Each episode leaves you wanting more. I mean, I wish I understand it's that just keeping up with the vein of what the 90s was, but I wish we could stop these 30-minute episodes. But it is really, it's really phenomenal. I'm having a good time with X-Men97, so it's really not a shock that they are greenlighting a season 3. I believe that before Bo was terminated from Marvel Studios, that he had finished season 2. So I believe that season 3 is going to take on more of the Chris Claremont era. But we're going to get into this article and see what they are saying about Marvel greenlighting season 3 of X-Men97. It says X-Men97 producer Brad Winterbaum says fans of the animated original can look forward to at least 2 more seasons of the sequel series. X-Men97 fans have reason to celebrate as the show has just been confirmed for a 3rd season. In an interview with comicbook.com, Marvel Studios producer Brad Winterbaum also revealed that the production of season 3 is on track with season 3 already in development. X-Men97 is now the second Marvel Studios series to have 3 seasons after Marvel's What If, which is expected to resume later this year or in 2025. I thought they said that season 3 of What If was going to come out this year. And the only reason I know that, well, obviously I know that because I'm up to date on the stuff, but I know that too because I'm actually looking forward to season 3 of What If. Shocker, I know. I don't care for season 1 of What If, nor did I watch season 2 of What If. I only watched some of season 1 because we all thought at that time some of that shit was going to connect to the MCU, the main continuity timeline, and it didn't. So, but with season 3, I care because Storm is making her debut in there, and I want to see what they're doing with Storm. So that's going to be pretty cool to see. But goes on to say, Brad Winterbaum says X-Men 97 will remain faithful to the original show throughout, even as it explores story eras beyond the comics. Now, he also acknowledges that contributions of former showrunner Bo DeMeo, who has reportedly finished writing season 2 before he was exited from the project. And then it goes on to say, just like the original series that was drafted so heavily from the Chris Claremont work, we're continuing that, Winterbaum asserted. We're looking at the late 70s, mid 70s, and early 90s kind of era. He goes on to say, we do start to play outside of the Chris Claremont sandbox a little bit into the 90s, almost getting to the Grant Morrison. Okay, so that's what I meant, Grant Morrison. We're in the Claremont era now, getting to the Grant Morrison, but it's definitely just like the OG series. It's drafting from the stories from the books. Claremont and Morrison are celebrated comic book writers who have developed stories for Uncanny X-Men and New X-Men, respectively. Winterbaum confirms that the stories developed for the shows were adapted straight from the comics. Then it goes on to say, keeping X-Men stories contained in the 90s. It actually was kind of liberating to be able to stay in the 90s sandbox. He added, it allowed us to go places we could be so iterative and do so many things that we wouldn't be able to do if we were more MCU adjacent, like Marvel's What If. What? Marvel's What If is MCU adjacent? Oh, I get what he's saying. Okay. Winterbaum, who has written episodes of What If before he became Marvel Studios' head of streaming television and animation, has asserted that the show's alternate take on established MCU stories will still honored the split of the comics. Marvel Zombies, an animated spin-off show that featured X-Men characters like Storm and Wolverine in the comics. He has also been confirmed for Disney Plus pending release date. X-Men 97 earned overwhelming praise from audience, especially from fans X-Men 97, the animated series. Both shows share a tone and animation reminiscent to the of the 90s, but X-97 holds its own with an engaging continuing story. Apart from exploring Cable's origins, the latest episode also ending by teasing Storm and Forge's romance, which could be developed in a subsequent episode if the show adapts the pairs from the comics. X-Men 97 is streaming on Disney Plus. Like I said, I believe X-97 is really good. It's great. They're doing a very, very, very good job with the show right now. Tomorrow morning, I'm actually going to film my reaction to episode 3. I think you guys have heard me talk about this before. We tried to do Loki season 2. Q and I about fell asleep. I think the last reactions we've posted were from like Miss Marvel. No, She-Hulk is where I cut that shit off at She-Hulk. And I said, if it's not good, if it's not something that I'm actually looking forward to, something that I'm actually going to give a reaction to, I'm not going to sit down and put out a reaction video to it. But X-Men 97 is great. Like I said, I'm actually anticipating it week to week. I really love where we are right now with it, and I think that they're doing a very good job. So I'm going to record my reaction to that episode tomorrow. Like I said, I don't think it's a surprise that there is a season 3, and I'll also play this. They put out this clip today, and this is a clip for tomorrow, episode 4. Sorry, tomorrow's episode 4. A clip today for tomorrow's episode. So I'll play this if anybody has not seen it.
It's loading. Here we go.
Alt mutants. Go.
So it's like one of those deals like in Shang-Chi, Battle Royale type deals. Like I said, really excited for the next episode to know where we're going. And and we kind of already know with some of the reveals of that Marvel always does, kind of gives a lot of the things away. when they do the toy releases with the merchandise, we always kind of know what's coming with the merchandise releases, with toy releases and things like that. So we know Emma Frost is coming. We know that Cable's still coming. We know that Nightcrawler is coming. Who else is missing from that? We've gotten 2 waves from the Marvel Legends toys. So I believe of the toys, that's who we know that is coming. But once we get that 3rd wave, we'll know who some more of the characters that are going to be joining the show are going to be. But we know that Nightcrawler is still coming, Emma Frost, and who did I just say? Cable. So yeah, it should be pretty good. But you guys, let me know what you guys are thinking about X-Men97, and we'll jump in the comments, see what you guys think about it. Let's see. Ronald Ray said this is saving Marvel. Marvel now just needs to bring Fantastic Four and X-Men. Yeah, it's definitely one of those deals where it is. It's got a lot of people talking. But it's not. Again, it's really not a surprise because this is the X-Men, and this is a show that was so heavily beloved in the 90s and after. And so when you've got a show like that coupled with Marvel's most popular IP when it comes to comics, yeah, X-Men. That's what people have been wanting. People have been wanting X-Men. Let's see. Chi-Town said, what if Marvel didn't waste our time? That's the show I've been wanting since the beginning of Disney Plus. He said X-Men97 is literally Marvel's big Joker at this moment. Yeah, it's their deal. It's the thing that's going to get them all the way through. Well, not all the way through, because how many episodes is this first season? Like, what, 6? Are they only doing 6 episodes? So they've got this, and then they've got Deadpool. It's just X-Men year for them. So, and I think Marvel also understands how important the X-Men are. You know, that they can't just come in here and do the X-Men the way that they've been doing some of these other characters that they've been introducing. I think they understand that, and I think they are going to take care with not just the animated side of things as they have been doing, but even with the live action side of things. I think that they are kind of getting things together. I think that from some of the rumors and leaks and things that we've been hearing, and again, the whole interview, the interview that Iger did, Marvel is, I think they're starting to understand and get things. So, only time will tell. But the X-Men is something that I think they understand they really cannot mess up. Let's see. Ronald said, I need Thunderbolts, Illuminati, Defenders, Inhumans, Alpha Flight, West Coast Avengers, Moon Knight, and Silver Surfer. Well, we know Silver Surfer is in Fantastic Four. Thunderbolts filming now. We'll have to wait and see what that's exactly going to be. Yeah, the rest of those, I know Alpha Flight, that there was the rumor. I don't know if this is still something that Marvel's going to do. Again, they've a lot of pivoting and course changing has happened since then. But one of the things that Marvel had said was that, the rumor that had come out was Wolverine was not going to start on the X-Men team, and the MCU was going to start on Alpha Flight. What's up, Dexter? Appreciate you being here. And we'll move to the next topic here. All right. Another one that I've talked about quite a bit, and we talked about this a long time ago when I believe when Trey and everybody were still here. We were talking about we talked about how Wes Ball was going to be taking over this. Wes Ball, who directed the Maze Runner films, was going to be taking over the next 3, possibly 3 Planet of the Apes films, a part of the new franchise. And we got a clip yesterday. We got a clip from the film, and then we've got the 2 trailers. Both trailers, and this film does come out May 10th. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. Planet of the Apes, again, is one of my favorite franchises. I think that this franchise is one of those ones that no matter, it's kind of like The only one. There's only one, and that's that War for the Planet of the Apes that I just don't care for. But every other one that they've done, I really do like. And this one is what has been reported is going to be the longest of the franchise, even of the older ones. It's going to be the longest of the few. And this is what Collider had to say about it. And they said, just going to move to the runtime. Okay, here we go. The sequel, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, 2014, expanded both the narrative and the scale of the universe and explored the growing conflict between apes and humans post-apocalypse. With a runtime of 130 minutes, Dawn delved deeper into the moral complexities of both sides, earning critical acclaim for the character's development and thematic richness. War for the Planet of the Apes, terrible movie. It was 140 minutes. I'm going to read that one. Not a terrible movie. Just I don't like it. It just is not accurate to what the film is supposed to be. And it goes, the new kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is set to surpass War by 5 minutes as we explore the future of ape kind. Directed by Wes Ball, known for his work on the Maze Runner series, and the upcoming film aims to take audiences 300 years into the future as apes grapple with the control of the planet, while humans have regressed to a feral state. The story follows Owen Teague, a young ape who befriends a young girl named May. And then it goes on to say, the extended runtime appears to reflect the trend of Hollywood when major franchises are offered the luxury of time to develop their narratives, confident that the audience will remain engaged for that duration. I will say, I'm not with this, because how long is this one? Did they say at the top here, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is lengthy, 145 minutes, so it's going to be 145 minutes according to the listing by AMC. Longer movies, there's nothing really wrong with having a long movie or anything like that, but when I think long movies, I'm thinking about like the Batman. The Batman was entirely too long. That movie is a good movie, but that movie is entirely too long. But they say 145 minutes. It's not bad. That's not that bad. I think this is going to be a really good movie. It does look great. Something that we learned from the clip that they put out yesterday was that, looks like an ape village had come in and kidnapped the main ape character's village, and now he's going to seek revenge on them. So we're going to see exactly how this film plays out, but it does look really good, so I'm excited for it as well. But you guys let me know what you guys are thinking about that one. I see Dexter said that, or Ronald said that he thought looks good. I agree, it does look really good. It looks good. I think I'm going to skip him. But we'll move to Sam Raimi here. And we've talked a little bit about this. We've talked a lot about this in the last few months, and that is who's going to direct Secret Wars. And Sam Raimi's name was brought up yet again. It was brought up a couple months back when the whole spill for directors and who was going to direct Secret, or who could potentially direct Secret Wars. Sam Raimi's name was thrown into that hat, and he was recently asked about it again, where he said that he actually wants to direct Secret Wars, but Marvel hasn't asked him anything about it. This is what Screen Geek had to say. They said Sam Raimi has been linked to Marvel and the MCU since the early 2000s with films like the Spider-Man trilogy and most recently Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Fans of Raimi have been waiting and hoping that the director might return to work with Marvel Studios on one of the long-developing projects. Some rumors have been suggested that Raimi is the top choice to direct Avengers Secret Wars. I don't know if this is, sometimes we can't really trust the scoopers and everything that they're saying, but, can we get some toast? Had tweeted out that whoever the first person was that Marvel had pitched the director seat to passed on it, and Sam Raimi is now the second option. But then they go on to say that Sam Raimi was attending attending this year's WonderCon amidst the buzz of surrounding his latest project, Boy Kills World, we couldn't resist delving into the long-standing rumors, and Raimi finally addressed the speculation during our conversation. Here's what he had to say about about possibly being the top choice to direct the highly anticipated Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. He said, "I love 90% of the Marvel heroes that I've read in the great Stan Lee Marvel Universe comic books. I would love to work with Marvel again. They hadn't reasonably asked me to. I hope they had a good experience with me. They haven't asked me yet. I do hope they do." It goes on to say, "It's not far from the realm of possibilities that Raimi could sit in the director's chair for Avengers: Secret Wars, and he has hopes to get the call. Honestly, there should be no doubt that the man can bring the massive MCU comic book event to life, and fans would likely be thrilled to see this happen. Hopefully, Marvel Studios comes knocking soon." Raimi has also expressed the interest in directing Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, a movie fans have made no secret about wanting to see happen even after all these years. For now, fans can see Boy Kills World, a movie Raimi produced with Mortz, someone, directed on April 26th, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I think that, do I want Sam to direct Secret Wars? No, I don't. No, I don't want Sam to direct Secret Wars. I don't think that Sam is the choice, in my opinion. I think when it comes to Secret Wars, as great as Sam, did, it's like he said, he loves Stan Lee, and he likes, grew up on the books and reading those, and loves 90% of the characters and things like that. My only issue is Multiverse of Madness. I think Multiverse of Madness is a fine film. I don't think it's fantastic. I think the only draw that I really have to Multiverse of Madness for me is Wanda. Wanda, it's not really, as we've talked about before, made the jokes of, it's not a Doctor Strange film. It's more of it is a Wanda film. And Wanda is the draw to it for me. You take away Wanda, there's no multiverse. I think we spent, the minute and 20 seconds in the clip of them him and America Chavez sliding through different universes, and then there was the limited time that we did spend in 838. And when we were in 838, we were just in the Illuminati headquarters. So there really was no multiversal aspects, outside of also variants in Multiverse of Madness. It wasn't what I expected Multiverse of Madness to be. That's not what I expected, the anticipation up into Multiverse of Madness. That just wasn't what I expected. So coming off of Multiverse of Madness, and I don't know how much of that was Sam's control. There's a lot of Sam Raimi in it that you can see. You can see a lot of him, a lot of his directing, choices in some of the frames, like the horror aspects, especially. He is a horror director first, and a lot of the horror aspects that are in Multiverse of Madness. Like I did watch Multiverse of Madness not too long ago, and when I rewatched it, I paid attention to a lot of the horror aspects, and one in particular, Wanda, when she comes out of the dong and the at Carmitage, and I'm just, it's not bad, but it's also just like, I don't know. It's just, I don't want it to be a Sam Raimi film, and whoever comes in and directs this film, I don't want it to be that director's film either. Secret Wars has to be taken with care, and I understand that Marvel knows that too. I'm not being naive and thinking that Marvel doesn't understand that. Kevin Feige has expressed many, many times that, Secret Wars has to be a step up from what they did with Endgame. He's like, not the exact quote, but he said, we're always trying to, be better than we were the last time. So, I think they understand that Secret Wars has to be important. I think they understand that Secret Wars has to be put in the hands of a director that understands this. And I think, a lot of us, if given the choice, we would, if you ask the fans, who would we put in that seat? I think a lot of us would point to the Russos. I know myself, I would definitely point to the Russos. The Russos have said in past interviews and things like that they would love to get their hands on Secret Wars as well as the X-Men. And I think this is no better time than to bring the Russos back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't know exactly what they have going on their plate, and let's be real about it too. Outside of the MCU, the Russo brothers aren't like a successful. They don't have a successful resume or track record. The film they did with Tom Holland as the guy in the military or army that had the PTSD, it did not do that great. And I think there were others that they've done that also haven't done that great. But their work in the MCU, their work with Marvel, it has done, within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it does great. Those films like, Civil War, Winter Soldier, Infinity War, Endgame, great films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, great films on the Russo brothers' resume. So I think that, directors like that, people that, again, I'm not saying Sam doesn't care or anything like that, because he obviously stated that he grew up, reading the great Stan Lee, and he loves 90% of the Marvel characters. Again, that's not the issue for me. It's just the direction, the directorial directions that Sam would possibly take, opposed to those that the Russos would take, knowing, putting Secret Wars in their hands. Not saying I don't want Sam to come back and do anything else with Marvel. I think he did a fine job with Multiverse of Madness, but I don't want him to direct Secret Wars. I just don't think that he's the right choice for Secret Wars. But that is just my opinion. They are going to definitely, and we've got quite a while till we get to Secret Wars. He has, him expressing that he would like to do it, I'm sure, definitely. And he expressed it also in another interview, I think, that he did with comicbook.com, where he got asked about Spider-Man 4, but he said within his answer that he said that he has a really good relationship right now with Marvel, as he just did Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. So he could very well be top choice for them right now. But we'll have to wait and see, because Secret Wars is not going to be till like 2060 or 2027 or whenever the fuck. So we've got a lot of time until that film comes out. But question is for you guys. What do you guys think? Who would you guys like to, what would you like to see behind the directors or in the director's chair for Secret Wars? Should it be, obviously, it has to be somebody that cares, somebody that knows these characters, somebody that knows this story, that can come in and give a phenomenal film. But let me know what you guys are thinking. Oh, look, there's Raymond. D. Stizzle said, depends on the pacing. With good editing, shorter films can feel longer. We're talking about, Planet of the Apes there. Raymond said, can we just get Russo's, but mainly Marcus and McFeely back? Yes, really that one too. Marcus and McFeely. I would love to have them back as well. Dexter said, yeah, Sam has made some good films, but I don't think he's the right fit for Avengers. I agree. I just don't think that he is. I don't think he's right. I think he's, again, a good director. What he did with Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2, in my opinion, is still the best Spider-Man live-action film, in my opinion. It's Tobey Maguire's, and that's not even my favorite Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2, the best live-action Spider-Man film, in my opinion. So I think that, and that's a Sam Raimi film. Now, Spider-Man 3, that's not on Sam. I know he has stated before that is what made him walk away from comic book films, was the criticism that he got from Spider-Man 3, but really that was not on Sam. It's Sony he had a story that he wanted to tell with the Venom symbiote, but then they wanted to throw in everyone else, Sandman, and they wanted to throw in Green Goblin, and they wanted to throw in, wasn't there another villain in there? It was Sandman, Venom, or maybe it was just those three. But that wasn't a Raimi choice. That was a choice made by Sony. And he, the criticism that he got from that, it made him want to walk away. But I think that if he was to come back and do a Spider-Man 4 type of deal, yeah, hell yeah, I'm all for that. He's talked about that a lot recently. Dylan Baker, who plays the Lizard in Spider-Man 2, has talked about how he got to see the script, or not see the script, but Sam had finished the script and called him and talked about how they, how it wasn't going to happen now and all these type of things. But he still wants to do it. So I think for that project, come back. But Avengers, no, too big, too important, not the right guy. Gray said the Russos had the better tones with the characters. Yes. And they, like I said, the Russos just really know these characters too. He said the Russo's only L was Loki and Lebowski Thor. Yes, that was big. There was a big L from them on the Hulk. And they even have said, I don't know if it was them. Yeah, it was them that said they really didn't know what to do with the Hulk in the film. So that's why we got what we got in Infinity War and Endgame, because they didn't know what to do with him. Such a strong, powerful character. I forgot the exact quote, but they had said something like that. Such a strong character. What do you do with him, or something like that? And I was like, what do you mean, source material? I mean, and the Russos, you shouldn't have to tell the Russos that. But I'm like, what do you mean you don't know what to do with them? So yeah, I think that they would be the much better pair on this project. Ronald said, I agree. Spider-Man and the Avengers can't be rushed. Yeah, no. No, this Avengers Secret Wars has to, obviously, they've got so much time right now, so much time. So they're going to they're going to take their time on that. But from what we're hearing, I think they said that the most recent rumor was they want to start trying to film Avengers 5 next year, or was it later this year or next year? I can't remember exactly what it was said, but they're trying to get Avengers 5 going now. Let's see, what else do we have on here? Let's talk Joker 2. D-Sizzle said, I think the Russos weren't Hulk fans either. Oh, really? Probably not. Because how you just drop them like that, drop the ball on the Hulk like that, I don't know. The Joker 2, Fale Abdu is coming out, and we got a poster for it, but not just a poster. We also got we've seen a lot of behind the scenes videos of Gaga dressed as Harley, and we've seen Joaquin as the Joker, back as the Joker, and things like that. But this film is, I don't know. I really do enjoy the first Joker film. I really do. And the first time we had heard about it being a musical, when the first rumors came out about it being a musical, it kind of was like trepidatious a little, like, okay, not to say that there wasn't music in the first one, because there definitely was. There was music in the first one, the whole, everything like that. But now the newest that has come out, and this is coming from Variety, is that it's going to have 15 cover songs. It's going to have 15 cover songs in it. It says the soundtrack of Todd Phillips' Joker Fale Abdu will reportedly include a multitude of song covers. Sources tell Variety that the upcoming sequel is shaping up as mostly a jukebox musical, as it has featured at least 15 cover songs, very well-known songs, one of which is the entertainment from the 1953 musical The Bandwagon. There's also the possibility of including a small number of original songs to the film, and I'm sure they will, because Gaga. But it remains to be seen. Whoever, the Hilbert, someone, Gugentag, will return to compose the Joker sequel and will infuse her distinctive, haunting music cues into her composition. Fale Abdu will see the return of Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Flex and add Lady Gaga as the modernized Harley Quinn. The sequel is set to hit theaters October 4th. 15 cover songs is a lot, though. So we went from, okay, musical. That's, the first one had music in it, so that's cool, but whatever. But 15 cover songs is a lot. And, the behind-the-scenes videos that I've seen are Gaga singing. And I'm just like, I really hope that they don't stray too far from what got them $1 billion the first time. I mean, the first film I really enjoyed. I saw it plenty of times. Saw it a few times in theaters. As you guys know, I've talked about that many times. The Joker is my all-time favorite villain. So I was really skeptical going into it. I remember when they put out the very first ad for it, where Joaquin, was in the spotlight and he looked up with the makeup on and smiled and whatever. I remember I posted that and I said, "Oh, but don't mess this up. Don't mess him up. You can't bring in and fuck up the Joker." Because at that time, that was the, for me, I hadn't accepted anybody else outside of Heath Ledger. So I was like, I'm judging this hard and everything like that. But I came out really enjoying that film. And I think that Joaquin Phoenix, when it comes to the Heath Ledger conversation, is right there with his Joker. But 15 cover songs, that does not... I was not expecting that. And as for the sequel, when we first learned that Harley was going to be in and things like that, I don't know. I really don't know what to expect because we really don't know too much about, but outside of the musical aspects of it, we really don't know too much about it. We did get a new clip, and I'll let you hear this if you haven't heard it, of Harley, of Lady Gaga as Harley. It's just her saying something like you are the Joker or something, but this is just the voice that they put out of her. So I'll play that really quick. It's only 11 seconds.
You can do anything you want. You're Joker.
And I damn guarantee you, just hearing from the piano, that's either in a song, before a song, or right after. I don't really know what to expect from Folly of Duke, but my interest is piqued. I guess we have to wait for a real trailer. We have not had anything like that, so we've got to wait for a trailer to see, and then obviously that second trailer is going to give us a deeper look and more into the plot and what the story is going to be. And obviously, as we get closer to October and more comes out about it, leaks are going to come out and things are going to come. The plot might even come out, so we'll cover that as well. But as it stands right now, Folly I Do is not on my most anticipated list, but it is on my curious list. It's not like one where I'm like, oh, got to get the tickets. Screen Time just said that it's been rated R, so this one is also rated R. That just came out. This one is also going to be rated R. But have you guys seen Gaga as Harley? I don't know if everybody has seen that, but I'll see what they got. There should be the videos. There's like the behind the scene. Yeah, that's one of the most recent ones. But there were some videos of her. Don't know where the vids are, but they had some other looks of here she is. There's the other looks, because these are all videos too. But the other looks of her as Harley. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I think Lady Gaga is a good actress. I'm not gonna say she's a phenomenal actress, but I think that she is a good actress. Obviously, I've talked about this the last time I talked about this whole Gaga being in Folly I Do deal. She didn't originally go to school to become a musician. She went for acting, and that is so evident in Gaga's performances. It's evident in her music videos. That's evident in her live performances and everything like that. That she wanted to be an actress, and so I think when she does play her acting roles and the roles that she has had, she does bring them. I mean, I often think of the role that she had in AHS. I don't like any season past Coven, but I think that what she did in Hotel was the only draw that kept me muddling through Hotel. She was the draw for me to Hotel. So I think that whatever she does, however she plays Harley, however crazy, I don't know. We don't know how crazy this Harley is going to be. We really don't know anything right now. So we have to wait to see exactly her twist or portrayal or her spin on what she's going to do with Harley. But I do like the fact, and of course I'm going to throw this in here, I do like the fact that Margot Robbie came out in such support of Gaga, saying that she believes, hello, is anybody out there? Knock, knock. She believes that it is important, it's good, it's great for other actors and actresses to portray roles that she has played, and for people to see the character and see how the character would be played by this person or how the character would be played by that person. She didn't limit the character to just herself. So I think that her passing that baton on to Gaga, giving Gaga a pat on the back saying, hey, kill the role, that's pretty dope. So We'll have to wait and see, though. We'll have to wait and see exactly what Joker 2 is going to be like. But you guys let me know what you guys are thinking. I saw Ronald said that he was ready for it, but then after hearing that it had 15 cover songs, said never mind. So Raymond already said this is going to suck. So you let me know what you guys are thinking down below. D Stizzle said DC's first Broadway musical flick. Not a Harley fan, but I guess this is better casting than Taylor Swift for Dazzler. Yeah. Yeah, and that is, I still strongly believe that that's happening. I still strongly believe that she is going to be Dazzler in the film. I think we're going to see so many different people. They actually said a few things about Deadpool the other day. They had said that, was it 60% of the film is going to take place in the Void? And the rumors are that the Void is going to be the battle world of the MCU. That there's going to be, we only saw a if you want to say it, even a fraction. I wouldn't even call it a fraction. We saw just a snippet of what the Void, of what was in the Void in Loki, and it was only pertaining to Loki. And yeah, there were things that we saw, like the Living Tribunal head. We saw, the nod to the comics, the Thanos copter, and Avengers Tower, and some other important things that were, important pieces. But that was just the snippets that we saw in Loki. The Void, I'm sure, is massive, and we're going to learn that, I'm assuming, in Deadpool. And with the rumors coming out that the Void is going to be Battle World, I strongly believe that that's probably what they are going to do. And I from what we've also heard about the newest rumors from Deadpool, is that that's going to be explained and explored in Deadpool. That is going to be nodded at, that this is going to be the Battle World. That's going to be Battle World. That's where that Secret Wars is going to take place and everything like that. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what goes on with that in Deadpool. But yeah, Taylor Swift is likely going to be in there as Dazzler. Raymond said she looks like a beat down version of the Black Swan cosplay. Like I said, it's going to be a different take on Harley. I mean, here she does look like her. A version of her, I guess. Where is it? Here, this one.
You can do anything you want.
Yeah, there. So we'll have to just wait and see. But we'll move tier 2, and this is right now. Don't have any. There's no articles on this, but this is just what Can We Get Some Toast came out and said maybe about an hour or two ago, and it's some news on Superman. I believe it's no longer Superman Legacy. I believe it's just Superman now. But there's some news on Superman. Can we get some toast? I don't know why people pay for scoops or pay for subscribe to these. You're getting scammed. Subscribing to these scoopers and paying first for scoops that are later going to get reported for free. That's crazy to me. I don't have to know first for that. I don't got to be the first to know shit like that. I'm not gonna pay a scooper to know something. But Can We Get Some Toast? Paid or in his subscriptions, told his subscribers that James Gunn. Well, let me just get the exact what he said here. He said that James Gunn's Superman, David Cornswait, will play both Superman, Kal-El, and the main villain, Ultraman, who is the clone of Superman. So I'm now confused. And maybe this is because maybe I'm not up to date. Maybe there are things I'm missing. Maybe you guys know something I don't know. But I thought I was pretty up to date on everything that was going on with Superman thus far. But was the villain not Brainiac? I thought Brainiac was going to be the villain in the film. But if you're pulling in Ultraman now, and now he's going to be the main villain, is the crime syndicate going to be involved in it, or is it? And when you say main villain, does that mean that Brainiac is still in it as a villain? So let's just assume that Brainiac is still in this film as a villain, and now you have added the Ultraman as the main villain of the film. I thought they said, Raymond said they never said Brainiac was going to be the villain, but I swear that the Scoopers had come out and said that Brainiac was going to be the villain of the film. No, James Gunn did not say that. But I thought that's what the scoopers had come out and said, like Daniel RPK, My Time to Shine, Can We Get Some Toast, and the others had come out and said that Brainiac was going to be the villain of the film. But again, if we're assuming that maybe let's take Brainiac off the table for a second. If I do recall that. Let me now I have to look that up to be for sure. Now I have to look it up. Oh shit, right, plain as day. Let's see. Okay, that was Screen Rant talking about why they should. Somebody from Reddit said Brainiac will not be. And yeah, okay, so this is coming from Daniel. Oh, wait, shit. Open. Okay, so it's since been deleted. But that was coming from Daniel. So Daniel had reported that he will not be the villain for Superman Legacy. At one point, he was. They had reported that he was going to be the villain for Superman Legacy. But Brainiac off the table. See, there was a rumor, yeah, that he was going to be the villain. I remember them talking about that shit. Yeah, I remember them talking about it. But okay, so Brainiac off the table. So now you've got Ultraman. So you've got Ultraman. You've got the Authority. You've got everybody else that we've heard. We've got Metamorpho. You've got Lex Luthor. You've got Hawk Girl. You've got Booster. No, not Booster. Sorry, Booster's not in it. Who else is in it? Mr. Terrific. Fuck. It's a loaded cast. It's a loaded film. There's a lot of people in the film. So I'm not sure, but I think this could be really cool. I think it could be really cool to see how they do it. I still do trust James and everything that he's trying to do with Superman and the DC universe. So I really like Ultraman. I like the Crime Syndicate. I think that the animated film Crisis with Ultraman and the Justice League and the Crime Syndicate, I think that film is really good. So there's a lot of ways that you could go with it. I don't know if the Crime Syndicate themselves are going to be a part of the film, but having Ultraman a part would be really, really dope. And that's putting a lot on Corn's weight. And playing Kal-El, having to come in and bring the chops of playing Kal-El, and then also having to be a completely different Kal-El in Ultraman. So, all right, he's got some work to do. But I did see too the other day that the stunt double for David, dude's jacked. He's huge. So I'm wondering how big is David then right now? Because pause or diddied. How do you say it now? What's the new thing that we say? You don't say pause anymore. You say diddy. No diddy. I think it's no diddy or something like that. Somebody said in an interview, had me dead. I think it's no diddy. But no diddy. But I would like to see, no diddy. But I would like to see exactly, how jacked is David right now. Again, no diddy. But yeah, that'd be dope. I think it'd be dope. So I think he could really pull off the whole. He already looks like Superman. I thought he was the perfect casting for Superman. But we'll have to see. Can he pull off it being Kal-El and Ultraman? But that's the latest rumor from the paid scoop for. Can we get some toast? So yeah, that's what we've got right now. It's been a somewhat kind of slower news day. This one too, this is not really one that can really dive too deep into, but Paramount apparently wants Tom Holland also to come in and play Danny Phantom in the live action Danny Phantom film. They said recently we reported on the news that Danny Phantom creator Butch Hartman wanted Tom Holland to play the character in the proposed live action film that is in development at Paramount. Well, the insider Daniel RPK is to be believed. It seems even Paramount themselves are on board with this. The insider mentions that the production giant is also eyeing up Tom Holland to take on the lead in the live action flick and to bring to life the animated character in a live sense. While many will no doubt support this casting, the main area of criticism does surround the age gap between Holland and Danny Phantom, with the character being 14 and Holland being almost twice as old. As we're yet to hear any official news regarding to who will actually be leading this film, it's best to take this information with a degree of caution. Still, who would you like to see cast in the live action Danny Phantom? Not Tom. I'll be honest with you, not Tom. I don't need to see Tom in the live action Danny Phantom film. Personally, I really don't have to have a live action Danny Phantom film. Danny Phantom is great as an animated show. I don't know, not everything has to be brought to live action. I don't know why we haven't learned that yet, but not everything has to be brought to live action. One of the other live action things that, is coming out from Disney, and this is not obviously, Danny Phantom's not Disney, but coming out from Disney here soon is going to be the Mufasa film. Again, who asked? I don't, never once. Now, I know that I've seen the YouTube videos. There are people out there, and some of them I've watched. YouTube can take you down a rabbit hole sometimes. You can be looking up one thing and then 2 hours in be completely somewhere else. But I've seen those videos, those Lion King lore videos where it's like giving you the history of the family. Like it goes all the way back to like Mufasa's like sixth great grandfather or some shit like that. It goes really far back. But there's like this, like there are people that really do care about that shit. But there's never once have I been watching The Lion King and thought to myself, damn, what was Mufasa like? What's his story? Like, if anything, I've been more interested, of course, in the villain, Scar. Like, if you want to give people a story, and Scar is in the film, but you want to give people a story, give people the Scar story. I think that a Scar story would be so much more interesting. But again, I don't know who keeps asking for all these live action remakes and films and things like that. The first Lion King live action film. No. I don't like the first one that you got me with the trailer. That first live action film, Lion King, that trailer was dope. I remember that after that trailer, I was like, hey, this is not for your children. If you are not a 90s kid, don't bring your baby in this, in this film. This is for us. This was made for us, It was not. It was not made for us. It was made for whoever they made it for, but it was not made for us because that just was not a great film. They changed too much. But there's the two brothers that are playing Mufasa and Scar. What's their names? Yeah, Aaron Pierce and Kelvin Harris Jr. Those are the ones playing. So he's voicing Mufasa and somebody named Taka. I don't know. But again, all these live actions, I don't know. This live action with Danny Phantom, Tom is not it. Tom's not the one to go to for that, I don't think. I agree with them on the age gap too, but also don't think that it should be brought to live action. But that was the only really other one. There really is not... there wasn't much news today. It's been kind of a slower news day. Invincible, that's another one. Invincible. How are we liking Invincible so far? I think that this season is not as good as that first season. It's not as good as that first season, but it's a good season. It's pretty good. Invincible's still getting his ass kicked all the time, but it's pretty good. It's a pretty good show or pretty good season so far. I'm interested and definitely, of course, going to be watching the finale. The finale is the one that comes out, I believe, tonight as well, or Thursday. Yeah, I'm enjoying Invincible. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's not a lot going on in the superhero world outside of 97 and getting Deadpool in July, but yeah, I agree with Gray what he just said, getting Deadpool in July and things like that. There's not a lot going on, but what Gray just said, their break did hurt the momentum, and they did let us know in that last episode that animation takes a long time, and I don't know if that was them hinting that hey, it's going to be a minute before the third season or how that's working, but yes, animation does take a long time. This is all hand drawn and things like that. So, yeah, that break did definitely hurt the momentum because they had everybody talking about Invincible that first season, and when it first came out, everybody was talking about it. I heard about it through people talking about it, and that's what made me go watch it because I was like, okay, what is this that everybody's talking about? And it was the first episode. I was watching it, but I was not really watching it. Where you got it on, but you're on your phone. But then that scene where Omni-Man just killed the Great Value Justice League, I was like, oh shit, what is this? So yeah, Invincible season 1 was great. This one, it's okay. Raymond said, I fell off Invincible, didn't really like it. Did you not like the first season, or was it this season that it's just fallen off for you? Raymond said the trailer had me sobbing. Lion King is my Star Wars. So are you one of those lore Star Wars people that know the lore, that know who Simba's great grandfather is? Yes, I talked about Raymond. I'm so glad you're here, Raymond. I talked about you at the very beginning of the stream. I said, because you had said, oh, you say that all the time. You're not going to go live. You're not going to post videos. I've been posting videos every day this week. Thank you. So far, and I know it's only Tuesday, but there were some other videos posted from last week as well. I talked about Chance in the most recent, actually not the most recent one, but the last one I talked about Chance in. So I did address it. It's very, very sad, very sad. Yes, Chance Perdomo. It's very, very sad, very tragic, shocking, very shocking. And, when I saw that, I thought, like you always do, it's the internet. People are always making jokes and things like that. I'm like, first of all, never a funny joke, but this can't be true. But then, of course, I went to Twitter because I saw it first on Instagram, and I was like, no, not real. So I went to Twitter and then saw it everywhere there, and then it became more real when the statement from the Gen V producers and everything came out, and tragic. Such a bright talent. So I don't need your cookie, Raymond. You can keep your cookie. I just wanted to let you know that I didn't forget what you said. So yeah. D Sizzle said took like 2.5 years for season 2. Yeah, it took a long time. It took a long time for them to get season 2 going. And again, I don't know if in that last episode that was them hinting that, hey, it's going to take a long time for season 3, but yeah. Let's see, because I do have some of these on. Let's see what else is going on. Production on part 1 of Daredevil Born Again is seemingly wrapped up, so it looks like they may be done with the part 1 of Daredevil Born Again. Here's Charlie in the suit. Now, Charlie's going to be here in Oklahoma next month for GalaxyCon. Ooh. For the 2-day tickets, they're asking quite a bit. I need to see him do some Daredevil ass shit if I'm gonna pay what they're asking for a 2-day ticket. I need to see him do some catch a brick like he did in No Way Home without looking, or some Daredevil at something, because that money, what they're asking, Charlie better kick some ass, not just be signing papers. But Corey wants to go. And I think it is a good idea because we could talk to him about, maybe get some, not inside scoops, because he's not going to give some random black folks at GalaxyCon in Oklahoma some random scoops, but talked to him about, Born Again, tried to talk to him about what's going on and things like that. Talked to him about, his experience with Born Again. Can he give us any insight on Born Again or whatever? But so Corey wants to go. I think it's a good idea too. So we're going to go talk to Charlie. Like I said, it's a lot of money. Charlie, that's a lot of money, but we're going to pay that ticket, bro. We're going to pay that ticket and come see him. So we're going to go see Charlie, talk to Charlie, and see what's going on with Daredevil Born Again. But seemingly it has wrapped in production, and there's the suit. So much better than it's very accurate. I like it a lot. Obviously, we talked about this. They said Joker 2 has been rated R, strong violence, language, sexuality, and brief full nudity. Think it's Gaga? Probably. Superman true villain revealed in details. Okay, and that's coming from the Geeky Squad. That's kind of what we just talked about there. I don't know if they went on and elaborated a bit more. I don't know if he's gonna be an Avenger, Ronald, but I do know that Daredevil is going to be in Spider-Man 4. Spider-Man 4 is an essential film that leads into Secret Wars, from what we've heard. And it's going to have multiversal elements as well as the ground level elements, and Daredevil being a part of that ground level element. So I don't know if we do know that Daredevil is going to be in Avengers 5. That is true. He is going to be, I don't know if he's like on the roster as an Avenger, but he is in Avengers 5. So possibly going to be. Yeah, they're still in Avengers. Okay, so that's just what we talked about. Yeah. Okay, so they were talking about the same thing there. Sandman season 2 reportedly have 12 episodes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not get into. I tried. I tried. The first episode was like, okay, cool. Didn't really get into Sandman season 1. And damn, this is just now season 2. Didn't season 1 kind of long ass time ago? I didn't really get into season 1. But season 2, for any Sandman fans out there, is going to have 12 episodes. This is coming from MCU Film News. Sometimes I trust them, sometimes I don't. Just depends on what the fuck they're talking about. Because I want to know who are you? Who is, their track record is not the best. But they said Shang-Chi 2 is reportedly set to explore the plot points that was previously set up in Ms. Marvel. The movie was said to be laying the groundwork for Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, exploring the history of the Ten Rings organization and revealing secrets behind the Ten Rings. And the source is coming from the Cosmic Circus over at Alex Perez. Okay, that I trust because that's coming from Alex over at the Cosmic Circus, and Alex is typically on his shit. This is what Alex had to say. We can get into that. He said, this is Discord Q&A with Alex Perez talking Marvel Studios projects and rumors. The Avengers. Somebody named Costa said, given the amount of potential heroes that exist in the MCU right now, how many members do you expect the Avengers roster to be, whether main or side characters? Side characters, X, Rhodey, Vision, or Ultron, Savor. Then it goes on to say, this is Alex replying to that, the Avengers are disassembled. So, yes, Raymond, no, there are no Avengers right now. Raymond just asked, are there still Avengers? So Avengers are disassembled, so to speak. Every hero is currently out doing their own thing. Captain America has his own team with Falcon. Bucky will be busy handling the Thunderbolts. She-Hulk's busy being a lawyer. What? Stop. Doctor Strange is off on his own with Clea. Thor's off-world with Gore's daughter. Valkyrie is taking care of the new Asgard. Scott is spending time with his family. The Scarlet Witch is resting. Vision is on a journey of self-exploration. Hawkeye's retired, and the only potential active Avenger on the roster right now is Wong, Captain Marvel, Bruce Banner, Shang-Chi. I want them to stop fucking adding Katie to this Avengers roster. Why is Katie on the Avengers roster? Henry, when we left Shang-Chi, when we left the film, he said, I guarantee you, because she killed that dragon, she's going to be super important. And again, Henry's a Star Wars fan. Star Wars. Henry can tell you stuff about Star Wars sometimes deeper than I can. Henry is a Star Wars fan, not a Marvel fan. Henry doesn't give a fuck about this shit like that. I agree. They're adding Katie's name to the Avengers roster, and I just don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's because there's a lack of Avengers. There's a lack of heroes in the MCU to choose from right now. I don't know, but she's not an Avenger. When he stopped doing that, he went on to say, however, there will be a storyline that will force multiple heroes to unite. According to some sources, there's an interest from Marvel in developing a World War Hulk project. Okay, let's stop there real quick. We've talked about this. Well, not since the recent rumors, but the most recent rumors have talked about a World War Hulk film taking place of Avengers Kang Dynasty. So they're talking about doing World War Hulk in place of Avengers Kang Dynasty, and that being the Avengers 5 film. That being, I guess, the reason that the Avengers would come back together. They also said that the 10 rings are basically going to be the Infinity Stones of this saga of Secret Wars saga. Then it goes on to say projects as a way to set up multiple street level heroes as a part of the Avengers roster to prepare them for the impending battle with Kang. We also know that Kang's not off the table. From what we've heard most recently, I didn't really dive into that one. I don't know the extent of the details of that one, but we have talked about before that Daniel RPK said that they were going to use Kang in some capacity in Avengers 5, but in moving forward, but from what most recent things that have come out from, I forget who it came from. I don't know if it was Jeff Snyder, but they were talking about how Marvel is tweaking the Kang story, but not moving away from the Kang story. So we'll have to wait to see more that comes out about that exactly. I don't know if Doom is really going to be the central part, even though they put the comic in the Deadpool trailer. I guess it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be Doctor Doom's. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But from what most recent insiders have said, Marvel's tweaking the Kang story, but they are not moving away from the Kang story. So someone asked Blade. Rebel said, is Blade still a period piece? Alex said, the title Blade has a double meaning. It will be an origin story for both the character and the Ebony Blade. While I expect many of the elements to be set in the past, I do expect it to have structure similar to how Eternals was handled. So it's not a Blade. It's not so much a Blade story. It's not just a Blade story. It's an Ebony Blade story. Now, I kind of knew this one because I saw this somewhat not a few weeks ago, maybe last week or so. But they did talk about how the Ebony Blade was also going to get its origin story within the Blade film and things like that. So we know that it is no longer going to be a period piece. He didn't really answer that. He said it has a double meaning. He didn't answer her question, though. But from what we've heard, most recent, it is not going to be a period piece. It's not going to be set in London anymore. I think it's going to be in Atlanta now. So we'll have to wait and see more that comes out about Blade. I mean, again, film is delayed till 2026. We'll wait to find out more about Blade. They go on. Someone asked about Captain Carter, said any Captain Carter updates. Alex said Captain Carter will be back in What If Season 3 and will be one of the characters in play for Secret Wars. So I guess that's where they're going to start connecting some of the What If stuff. Or maybe it's just going to be Captain Carter or whatever. Again, I don't give a damn about Captain Carter at all. I just don't. They have made Captain Carter they made her so important in the What If Season 1 that we thought, and then seeing her in Multiverse of Madness, a lot of us thought that was the same Captain Carter, or was going to be the same Captain Carter, or something like that, or whatever, because the emphasis that they put on her in What If. But I don't give a damn about Captain Carter. I could give a shit if she's in Secret Wars or any wars. Somebody asked about Captain Britain, Kang in the Marvel multiverse. Peacemaker said, "Will Marvel introduce Brian Braddock, the Captain, in Captain Britain soon enough?" Now, before I read what Alex says, I did see something about Captain Britain being introduced with a small team, and every time I see new rumors about more people being added, I'm like, before Secret Wars, you got there's a lot of already empty plot holes within the MCU that have to be filled before Secret Wars, and now you're adding more to the plate. I'm just like, it's a lot. I'm not saying I don't want to see a Captain Britain. That'd be dope, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Alex said there have been discussions of Brian Braddock to be introduced as a part of a certain team set in the United Kingdom, and a part of that team is supposed to be what's her name, the Scroll that has Drax's powers and everything. That what is her name? That Emilia Clarke plays her. I forget the character's name, but she's supposed to be a part of that team with that Captain Britain's a part in the United Kingdom. She's supposed to be a part of that. I do remember that from the rumor, but it's still an idea in the drawing board. Somebody said with the multiversal vacuum we are left with. Will we see more Kang variants, the Beyonder, Captain Britain course, and etc.? Alex said right now Marvel is reassessing how to handle the multiverse, which is why they're focusing on the street-level stories for the time being. With the sole expectation of Deadpool and Wolverine, it is still my impression that Marvel still wants to use Kang and his variants to face off against the Avengers, but there is one antagonist presence that Marvel is building up to, which will impact the Kang dynasty by the time they arrive. I don't know if that's Doom. I'm assuming maybe that is Doom because that's the only other antagonist. Because as we've all said, I said it when Secret Wars was announced. I don't understand. I don't get it. How you would do Secret Wars without Doctor Doom to begin with. So. Maybe that's Doctor Doom that they're building up to. Maybe someone else. I don't know. But Daniel RPK. When I remember when everybody, especially Josh over at Den of Nerds, was saying that Daniel's fallen off. You can't always trust what Daniel says. Daniel's biased or whatever. Daniel might be biased a lot of the time in some of the things that he does say. But one thing you cannot say about Daniel, he's not a credible scooper. Daniel did say when all the Kang stuff at first broke out, Daniel was one of the scoopers that put out there that. No, Marvel's not getting rid of Kang, because every other scooper was saying they're getting rid of Kang. Daniel said Marvel's still using Kang. It's just going to be in some capacity, and that's what he had heard at the time. What Daniel said then lines up with what we're reading from Alex today from the Cosmic Circus, that they were never moving away from Kang. It was simply the fact that they just had to reassess how they were going to incorporate Kang now losing Jonathan Majors. So, or not really losing Jonathan Majors. That was a choice made, but firing Jonathan Majors. So Kang is still going to be on the table. Go on to say Captain Marvel. Somebody said, with the Marvels underperforming, where have you heard Captain Marvel showing up again? I'm telling you, Brie doesn't want to do this shit no more. Alex said, I have heard Carol's role in the MCU as of now is to focus on two things. The first is to decipher the true origin of the quantum bands from the Marvels, with Carol presenting her bangle to Wong and Banner. Yes. Okay. So that was something too. Did we see? That wasn't in the film. Was that in the? What were the post-credit scenes for the Marvels? Was there only the one? I don't remember. Oh, no, shit. Sorry, I forget. There was the one. There was the one post-credit scene. It was the X-Men scene. But, of course, they didn't make the recruiting Young Avengers in X-Men or a post-credit scene. It was just a part of the film. So there was just the one. So that was something we had heard, too, that Carol was going to go to Bruce and she was going to go to Wong and she's going to take the band and ask them what they know about it. And then Wong and Bruce, of course, were going to make the connections to the band and the rings and all that. Then it says, while Kamala does the same with a couple of new friends on the way. And a couple of new friends are going to be the Young Avengers. We had heard a long time ago, that's why I said subscribe. We talked about this a long time ago. We talked about the Young Avengers being a part of everything they were trying to tell. Remember, at the time, it was going to be the Young Avengers going against Scarlet Centurion, I believe. I believe that's who they were going up against. That was the Kang variant that they were going to go up against, because there was a cosmic team. This was old rumors. Don't take this anything that I'm saying now. This is old shit. But at the time, there was going to be a cosmic team, a ground level team, the main Avengers team, a Young Avengers team, and they were all going to have different Kang variants that they're going to go after at the time. That was, old rumors. But at the time, that's what it was. But they're still seems like they're still going to add the Young Avengers into what they're trying to do. So when Alex says that she's going to be coupled with new friends, obviously you have to take yourself back to the Marvels when she talked to Kate, and then she told Kate that I also heard that Ant-Man has a daughter. That's also going to lead to other things. We've got Agatha coming up. Obviously, Wiccan and Speed are going to be inducted into the Young Avengers somehow within that. I believe Alex Gutierrez is playing Why am I blanking on names? It's Wiccan and boyfriend of Wiccan. God, I don't know why I'm blanking on names, but I believe that's who Alex Gutierrez is playing. He's going to be playing him. So there's some more members there. We also heard a while back that Elijah Bradley was going to be coming in and be Patriot. So there's the team is somewhat there to be built. Young Loki, Kid Loki is still out there as well. We've been introduced to him, so they could build that team as well. So then it goes on to say the second thing is to find a way to bring Monica back into the MCU. But given what we know about incursions, they might find their way back on Earth. They might find their way back to each other sooner than they think. Okay, now let's cover that part of it. This is the most recent rumor that we've heard, due to obviously there being incursions and what we know about incursions from the comics. It's that one universe is going to have to, when an incursion occurs, one universe has to beat the other universe or whatever to survive, or both are going to be terminated. That is what's leading people into the conversation, and the rumor being that Marvel might be moving toward. Let me kind of backtrack a little bit. The World War Hulk film wouldn't be so much an Avengers film as it would be a solo Hulk film, as to where what they're wanting to do with the now Avengers 5 renamed film, they're wanting to possibly do that with making that Avengers versus the X-Men, and doing Avengers versus X-Men, and that would be the way that Monica would get back into our universe. You would have the X-Men of that universe going against the Avengers or whatever fucking team, because there is no Avengers, whatever team again in our universe, Avengers vs. X-Men, the incursions, and then something I'm sure would happen to where they'd all be on the same team. There's a bigger threat. Oh, we've all been manipulated. Da 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 da. Let's get to the bottom of it. Da. So things like that. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it, but that is the rumor right now that Avengers 5 could be leading into an Avengers vs. X-Men type of route, and that would be when we see Monica again. Somebody asked him about Deadpool and Wolverine. He said, have you heard anything reliable about Henry Cavill being a Wolverine variant in Deadpool 3? Alex said, there is credence to this rumor. Then somebody else asked him, do you know if any of the actors who may cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine could turn out to be the MCU Wolverine? He said, very unlikely. Someone else said, will Mark Ruffalo be in Deadpool and Wolverine is a Hulk Hulk versus Wolverine fight is a Hulk versus Wolverine fight planned. Alex said, I'm sure there's a Wolverine variant somewhere out there in the multiverse fighting Hulk. Whether we'll see it in this movie, who's to say? No, we're not. I don't think that's going to be part of the film at all. Doctor Strange is being asked about, to where someone said, do you still expect Doctor Strange to be absent from Avengers 5 Avengers 5, as he will be busy with what's happening in Doctor Strange 3, but also plays a huge role in Secret Wars, as you stated about a year ago in your Strange vs. Kang article. We've talked about this. We've talked about the major role that Doctor Strange plays in Secret Wars. I mean, there's major players within the MCU, there's major players within Secret Wars that are currently not in the MCU, i.e. one of them is T'Challa. T'Challa is a major player in Secret Wars. Time Runs Out, Secret Wars, all of those. Everything leading up to Secret Wars, major part of all of that a player that's not in it, you won't have the dynamic between T'Challa and Reed Richards. We don't have an Iron Man. Now obviously they're going to bring in Robert Downey Jr. back as a variant or whatever, but within our universe we don't have an Iron Man. There are several players within the Secret War storyline that are just not in play in the MCU. So you're missing out on a lot of that, and Strange doing what he's doing and him playing such a major role. At one point we had heard that rumor that Doctor Strange wasn't going to be a part of Avengers 5, and I was thinking to myself, is that not the film that's supposed to lead into Secret Wars, or how are you doing that? So, but Alex answered and said, one of the ideas I had heard regarding Doctor Strange's role in the multiverse saga overall was to have his character struggle with the moralities of what he believes is right and wrong. In most universes, we've seen Stephen Strange do something that he believes is right and is ultimately ultimately for the greater good, when in reality it backfires and ends up causing more harm than good. Not only that, but paint Strange as the antagonist in these cases. Such is the case with Strange Supreme from What If, Defender Strange, Doctor Strange from Earth 838, and Sinister Strange, when presented with the fact that most Universe Strange's actions often cause more harm than good. Strange 616 will struggle with the sense of whether what he is doing is right, ultimately coming to term with a decision that perhaps simply removing himself from the situation and letting someone else handle it is the best course of action. Of course, it's all set up for Strange to set up to plate and become one of the most important heroes in the multiversal saga, and I don't expect them to change much of the story since this is supposed to take place during a couple of projects. So we know that Strange is, as we just said, plays a major role in the comics when it comes to these storylines, and maybe Marvel obviously, knows these things. So hopefully they're going to set it up in a way that Strange is going to be one of the most important characters, a part of this saga. And then them saying there that 616 Strange will struggle with the sense of whether, what he's doing is right, and ultimately coming to terms with the decision to perhaps simply removing himself. That is something we know that even in the comics, the 616 heroes are the best of them. They are the best of the best of them. Where other heroes might make, the decisions that they make, the 616 Earth's mightiest heroes are the best versions of every version. So this Strange obviously is going to do things and overcome things that Sinister Strange, 838, Defender Strange, and Supreme Strange did not, because he's supposed to be the best of them. 616 heroes are just supposed to be the best of them. So we'll see exactly what happens. Now, on the Eternals, we've heard, I talked about this a little bit. I don't remember which one it was in, but which stream it was in, but I talked about the Eternals a little bit and how Eternals would likely be paired up with Thor, seeming as that Eternals may have been one of the projects quietly canceled behind the scenes that Bob Iger was talking about. And if Eternals was one of the projects canceled, it does not then mean, because I saw a lot of people saying, well, what about Harry Styles? What about those storylines? That's another plot line not explored. Okay, well, you don't hire Salma Hayek, you don't hire Angelina Jolie, Harry Styles, and everyone else that is a part of that cast and not bring them back. That's not a storyline that they were ever just going to say, okay, we're just done with the Eternals. It just meant the Eternals, as I said when the Eternals film dropped, aren't a big enough name to garner interest to go sit and watch an entire film about them. They're not. That was proven in the first one. I don't care how much you like the first film, people didn't care. So that's why Bob Iger has stepped in and said, hey, we need to stop putting so much fucking focus on characters that people just simply don't give a flying shit about, and put characters back on the screen that people actually care about. Now, that's not to say that we just do away with these characters. That's to say that we don't make them this focal point. So I think that the Eternals are going to be more supporting characters, not just, I don't want to say supporting main characters, I guess you could say, because I think they're going to couple them up with Thor. There's that whole that storyline within the comics where the Celestials going to Odin, telling Odin he's going to come back and judge them after what I think was the 1,000 years or whatever. Odin building, it's a whole storyline. The Eternals are part of it and everything like that. But within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Eternals have been mentioned. The Eternals mentioned knowing Thor. The Eternals mentioned knowing Odin. The Eternals mentioned helping the Asgardians with the Frost Giants, and that's from the first Eternals, or from the first Thor film. So the Eternals already know the groundwork for them knowing knowing Thor is already been made and things like that. So I think that you could introduce them that way with the Thor 5, Arishem, Celestials, even kind of go the Hercules route or whatever. But Alex went on to say, I'm not entirely sure if the Eternals will return in a project before Secret Wars. The storyline they originally had set up for the sequel could very well be a story set up for the next saga of the MCU if Marvel knows how to play their cards right. He goes on to say the Hulk. Someone said, will we have a solo Hulk film before Secret Wars, Hulk vs. Avengers? And finally, how does Smart Hulk become Savage Hulk? Alex said, I have no words on a solo Hulk film per se, but Savage Hulk is a possibility. And here's the thing. Savage Hulk shouldn't be a fucking possibility. Savage Hulk needs to be done yesterday, because this Smart Hulk thing, you do a solo film of Smart Hulk, it bombs. It bombs because that's not what no one has ever been in the history of Hulk fans said, that's my Hulk. That's the Hulk I'm interested in. That's the Hulk I want to see on screen. I would love to read stories about that. The Smart Hulk. That's not the, I mean, the brief time period that he is Smart Hulk it's brief. It is what it is, but it's not like an exciting time period. It's not an exciting era. It's not an exciting era in the MCU either. So I'm not, a Smart Hulk shouldn't be a possibility. That needs to be something that is on the table now. They need to be bringing back Savage Hulk now. No more of the Smart Hulk thing. We need to get away from it. Somebody went on to say, when will we see Hulk in Phase 5? Next appearance of possible Hulk. Future appearances Hulk in Captain America Brave New World and in Deadpool 3. Alex said no word on any future Hulk appearances as of late. Someone said, my usual and redundant question, but are we still confident in World War Hulk, that a World War Hulk will happen? Alex said, yes, I'm confident that World War Hulk will be adapted. Someone asked them about Marvel Studios animated series. Are the Incredible Hulk / Iron Man and the Fantastic Four going to share a continuity with the X-Men and Spider-Man again in X-Men97? Now, before I get to what Alex says, this is what we have heard about this. We have talked about, well, I didn't talk about it. I think I mentioned it maybe in one of the lives. I don't remember what live it was, but that they are wanting to do the whole, they got asked, rather, I think it was Brad Winterbaum. Yes, because Brad Winterbaum has been the one doing most of the talking lately. But he had gotten asked about X-Men97 and it being, its universe and things like that. And could we see a Spider-Man, the 90s Spider-Man, come back to life? And he said, never say never, blah, blah, blah. That all shares a universe and things like that. And so it is a possibility that it's something we could see. We even heard whispers that they are wanting to do a resurgence of the 90s Spider-Man animated series and pick that up where it left off and things like that. So it is, or not where it left off, but because it left off at it ended. It ended. But do it, I guess, take it in a different, pick up somewhere different in Peter Parker's life, that version of Peter Parker's life. I don't exactly know, but they're talking about doing a resurgence of that. And I think, knowing Marvel, knowing Disney, Disney is no Sony. Now Sony would jump at this. If Sony owned X-Men97 and they saw the success of X-Men97, they'd say, okay, this is so successful, let's go ahead and let's do the animated universe and bring everybody else back in. Marvel and Disney may take a little bit more of I'm sure they're looking at it, but may not jump that gun as soon as a Sony would. So they may be definitely looking at it, and I believe they definitely are, especially if Brad Winterbaum brought it up. So could be something that we see. We could see that, animated Hulk come back, that animated Iron Man, the Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man, and see the shared universe with the X-Men again. And I think that'd be pretty dope. I'm really, again, the reason I think that'd be also dope is because I like the animation. I didn't think I was going to like it. Just when I saw the drawings, when I saw the trailers, I really wasn't too keen on the animation. But watching these episodes, I really do like the animation. And again, I'm liking the writing. So as long as they can keep up with that and keep people that actually care about it, I think that could be successful in their animated realm. We've always talked about how Marvel is so far steps behind DC when it comes to animation. But I think if they could keep it in the vein of this, maybe, just maybe, they could be, try to hold a candle with DC. Alex said, there have been discussions about exploring the Marvel 90s animated universe, which would most likely be exploring through the X-Men97 at this time. There is potential for more projects to be developed within the universe, the most likely candidate being sequel series of Spider-Man animated series, but this is still very early in development and an idea being tossed around. I believe that still they have to go through Sony for that as well. Let's see. Someone asked, in regards to rumors pertaining Storm appearing in What If Season 3, provided by Can We Get Some Toast, do you have any information into how that exactly will work, considering that X-Men97 is not currently connected to the MCU in any way, shape, or form, and I assume our proper introduction of the X-Men and mutant kind will likely be coming in Deadpool and Wolverine? Alex said, yes. you are correct in stating that the main MCU timeline is not connected to the X-Men 97, but they do exist within the MCU. Yes, this is something that Brad Winterbaum said. When asked about it being connected to the main MCU timeline, he did say no, but he did say it is within the MCU, and nothing is outside the realm of possibilities. He said, as a part of a larger multiverse, I have no information regarding Storm being in What If Season 3. As for the introduction of X-Men and mutant kind, it's already been introduced in the main MCU continuity with characters like Ms. Marvel, Namor, and they will continue to build it up as much. Or as such. Peacemaker asked him, is there any talks on Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes reveal by any chance nowadays? Now, this is one I know Raymond got asked about, or Raymond was asking about. Oh, he actually just asked about it. So Raymond, here's what Alex said. Anything is possible, but nothing of the sort has been discussed yet. So anything is possible, Raymond, but they haven't talked about it coming back yet. This one says, Marvel Studios' future team announcements and other plans. Someone said, do you feel Marvel views their 2025 release as risk, as they had lots of rewrites and changes? Alex said, everything they release is a risk, but right now Marvel's goal is not to pursue quality over quantity, but to earn the public's trust with what they know best, telling good stories. Someone also said, do you see Marvel announcing anything new at SDCC? Yes, I expect Marvel Studios to provide an update very soon, although I expect D23 this year will be much more fun. I sure hope so, because D23 was not fun the last year, and Marvel didn't even do Hall H at SDCC this past year either. Dinjarin asked him, have you heard anything about the other teams Marvel may look to bring in and utilize, i.e. Alpha Flight? So I saw a lot of people, I think it was Ronald, asking about Alpha Flight in the comments. So this is what Alex had to say to that. He said there have been discussions about Alpha Flight being developed, as well as Agents of Atlas. All right. So there's still something there. And then again, the rumor that we had heard is that they wanted Wolverine in the MCU to be a part of Alpha Flight first before joining the X-Men. So I don't know if that's something that they're still doing or not, but or if they were ever doing it. It was just something that I believe Can We Get Some Toast had put out. Let's see. This one says, the Henry Cavill rumors, is there a timetable of when we will find out who he is portraying in the MCU? Alex said this year. And then this one says, this is about Nova. They said, considering the mention of Nova dropped by Winterbaum himself in a recent interview, is there anything you know and can feasibly say about the character and project they are tied to, even though by to that character and project they are tied to, even though by Winterbaum's words it's an early development? Alex said, outside what has been reported, there really hasn't been any update I can give at this time about the Nova project, although I am happy to see it confirmed moving forward. He didn't say that Nova was something that they were doing. He just said it was in the very early development stages, like talking points, like not even no pen to paper, just talking points. Let's see. This one says, without specifying, are you able to confirm there's a revival series beyond what is this? Daredevil Born Again in 97 in active development? Alex said there are discussions about other revival series beyond Daredevil Born Again and X-Men97 in development, some set in the same universe as those projects. Will all future shows be multi-season and longer like the Netflix days going forward, or could we still be the occasional limited miniseries like what we'd had so far? Alex said it's a case-by-case basis. Some shows might warrant a multi-season approach. Others might just be a one and done. Rumors have it that Moon Knight Season 2 could possibly be getting green light here soon. So if it is, again, it still plays on that Kang storyline, that the rumors that we heard about Kang being in some form of Kang in Moon Knight. Now, will they still go that route? I don't know. Seeing as Jonathan Majors is not here to portray whatever they would have done, I don't know. We already saw Rama Tut, so I mean, we just have to. I don't know. We have to wait and see. Alex said it's. Oh, this person said, will any characters from the Fox show Legion appear in the MCU? Alex said no word on that front. Now on to Shang-Chi. Someone said any new updates on Shang-Chi 2. The film was going to be a major setup into the Kang Dynasty, incorporating ties to the Ten Rings history and the organization, as well as diving deep into the truth behind the Ten Rings themselves. There also was one plot point that Shang-Chi 2 is set to explore, which was set up in Miss Marvel. Then it says Spider-Man. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being highest, what are the chances of 90s Spider-Man animated series coming back? On a scale of 1 to 10, the chances for contribution Spider-Man animated series would be about 7. Wade said, any idea if Japanese Spider-Man will be in Beyond the Spider-Verse? This was kind of talked about. I believe this might have come from Alex, but he did say, yeah, he was. Yeah, so he said he's going to be in Across the Spider-Verse. He's asking him more about Homecoming. So let's see the Thor 5. This one says Thor 5. Any movement for Thor 5? Do we have any idea when it could possibly come out? 2027. Someone else asked him, do you think the Russo brothers would consider returning to Marvel directing to direct something like Thor 5 for the new Spidey movies instead of doing Avengers films? They really enjoyed working with Holland and Hemsworth, so just wanted to see your opinion on this. No word on Thor 5 and no words on the Russos coming back. Not gonna do video games. X-Men. What do we know of any more mutants introductions into the MCU and by extension the X-Men? It will be a while. Damn, how much longer? And anyone expecting mutants or X-Men to suddenly come into the MCU after Deadpool and Wolverine will be sorely disappointed. What? That's not the move. That is not the move. I'm sorely disappointed now because I was one of the ones expecting that that's what they were going to do. I assumed just from leaks and rumors, and I thought Alex was a part of some of those leaks and rumors, that the Fox X-Men were going to be ushered into the MCU, give them their just due that Kevin Feige wanted to give them, and they were going to be our X-Men leading up to Secret Wars, with some rumors of some people maybe staying on as those roles. But that's not the move. If you're not doing the X-Men, if the X-Men aren't entering the MCU and going to be a part of the, now I don't know if he's meaning the MCU's X-Men. I don't know if that's what he's meaning. I don't know if he's just meaning like because the Fox X-Men aren't going to be the MCU proper X-Men from what we know from rumors. So I don't know if he's talking about just the MCU proper X-Men or the X-Men in general. But if he's saying the X-Men in general, that ain't the move. To do it, we've waited a while. When was it announced? When did Kevin Feige say, "Oh yes, we didn't even get a chance to talk about the mutants"? What SDCC was that? It wasn't 2019. It was I don't remember which one that was. That was a while ago. That was a long time ago, and we're still not getting mutants. The X-Men. That's not the move. If this is true, and they're not going to be a part of this storyline going forward with the X-Men, that's not the move. Someone said, how soon after Secret Wars could we see 616 X-Men in the MCU? Alex said it will take a while. That ain't. Look at the success you're having right now with 97. This is the most positive reviews that the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Studios has had in a long time. They have not had people singing their praises like this. There's rarely, and the people that are being negative about X-Men97 simply don't like fun. They don't, it's just simply being negative to be negative. I saw somebody said, put, Invincible, or which one, Invincible's better than X-Men97 or something like that. But both shows are great. Why we have to pin them against each other, I don't know. It's a weird time we live in, but X-Men97 is great right now. So why the fuck you wouldn't capitalize and look at, okay, duh, 97 is great because it's the X-Men. It's what people have been wanting. To prolong the X-Men even further, I think is just not the move. You're trying to put asses back in the seats. Iger just got up here and said, we need to put characters back on the forefront that people care about. The X-Men are characters that people give shits about. I just don't. That's a strange one. If true, that's a strange one. The Young Avengers. You've hinted that the Young Avengers would have a multiversal aspect to it. Is there any more details you can give on that? A while back, I had teased that the Young Avengers project would handle a multiverse aspect. This multiverse aspect would involve Kamala's quantum bands and exploring the origins of this band beyond what was showcased in the Marvel. So it's just going to be a team up of them finding out what goes on with the band. So not a Young Avengers, not like the not Children's Crusade type of deal. Someone said, any update on the Young Avengers movie / next Kate Bishop appearance? I would expect a formal announcement on this project sometime this year, either at SDCC or D23. Someone said, where / how do you expect we will see Teddy Altman Hulkling? Yeah, Teddy. I couldn't remember his name earlier. Teddy in the MCU. It is my understanding that it has set something up regarding Teddy in his lineage in the Marvels, but rest assured they're setting the stage for him. So yeah, those are the things that Alex had to say. Some of the things he was answering on his Q&A about Shang-Chi and a few others, but that was a good read. I didn't even know he had put that out. New Knuckles poster. That's other news as well. I'm going to get to some of you guys' comments in just a minute. New Knuckles poster. That's another one that got announced. See Blade. Oh, that's coming from Cosmic. Okay, just other things he had said. Yeah. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is tracking to earn $54 million, $61 million on its domestic box opening weekend. That's nice. Let's see. Oh, some Star Wars news. Saber Interactive CEO says Star Wars Knights of the Republic remake is alive and well. No, the fuck it's not. I'm sick of them saying that. They've been saying this shit for the longest. They've been saying, oh, we're going to give you the Knights of the Republic remake. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Then every time it gets ready to happen, it gets shut the fuck down. Then they say, oh, no, we're still doing it. Someone lied. Then it comes back and gets shut the fuck down. Nothing over at Star Wars is real until you're actually holding it, until you're actually watching it. Don't believe shit. Don't believe shit over at Star Wars. The Lando series or whatever, I don't even want to get into that fucking debate again, but the Lando, don't believe shit over at Star Wars. None of that, no. I don't believe that the Knights of the Republic remake is happening. I believe that that's happening just as much as I believe Patty Jenkins when she said a few weeks ago that, oh, I'm still doing Rogue Squadron. Who told her that? No, she's not. Daphne Keane, there's a better look at her character. I know someone had said that Daphne Keene's character was going to be, I think it's her. She's one of the sisters. For those of you that don't know, if you're even interested in Acolyte, the plot surrounding Acolyte or the setup or what it's going to be, I believe it's Daphne Keene's character who is the more force sensitive sister of the village. She's got a older or younger sister who's not force sensitive. Or so they think. She's not force sensitive. The Jedi, of course, come to do what the Jedi do, and that's kidnap children. So they came and kidnapped the child and told the village was like, no, we don't want you to take our kid. You can't have her. To where the Jedi are like, well, she's a Jedi. She needs to be with her own kind. She's force sensitive, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to take the kid, whether you like it or not. They made a deal with the Jedi and said, if you protect our village from, I forget, some outside village or something like that, if you protect us, then you can take the girl and train her. So the Jedi agreed, and of course, being the Jedi, well, let me not say that. I don't want to make the Jedi seem like the villains. The Jedi agreed and then reneged on their agreement and did not come and protect the village. So everybody in the village was wiped out except for, I guess, the sister to Daphne Keene's character. So, of course, such a Disney story. Come on now. Such a Disney story. So, of course, since she's the only one left, she watched her village get defeated and killed and everybody that she knows and loves is dead and burned. She's now angry and fueled with anger because the Jedi reneged on their promise, and she has now vowed and just told herself that she's going to destroy every Jedi. And whoever the Sith Lord is of this series senses that anger and hatred within her and takes them under her wing to become their acolyte. Did I make that sound exciting? I hope I did. But that's the show that is that's the Acolyte. That's the plot for the Acolyte right now. Very, very lazy, I will say, for lack of better words. For a story like the Acolyte, I think this whole like, oh, okay, the village was killed. I feel like we've seen this before. Where have we seen this? The village was killed. Now I'm seeking revenge. Is this a Star Wars something already? Am I having flashbacks to Boba Fett, the village, the sand people being murked? I mean, that's even a Grievous story. I mean, Grievous's whole... I don't know. It's just like, there's other stories. I don't know. So, anyway, there's Daphne Keene's character. In Star Wars, and I don't think her sister is the same species, because this is not Ethkoth's species. What is Ethkoth's species? But I believe that's his. No, it's not. This is not Ethkoth's species. I forget what species this is, but this is a species that is rarely seen now in the New Republic, because I think it was more predominantly they were more. The species was more alive, I guess, and the. What is this? The High Republic. The made-up High Republic. There's Daphne Keene. For my Dragon Ball fans, the first official female Super Saiyan 4 design. And that is coming out from Geekster. Okay, we know that. Superman fighting Ultraman. We'll get a look at Supergirl in the movie, as this will tie... I forgot Supergirl's in it too. As this will tie into Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So is Millie playing Supergirl Woman of... She would play Superwoman in both, or Supergirl in both. We have not been able to corroborate the following that has been researched, that has reached us. So take this as a rumor. A multiversal threat for the future film or event will be present to use in the film. So I guess that is going to be the Crime Syndicate or just Ultraman. Millie Alcott is playing Supergirl, and I'm assuming she's also going to play Supergirl in Woman of Tomorrow. Well, yeah, they got her next to it, so Woman of Tomorrow. There's that animated movie If that John Krasinski's directing, and it's starring Ryan Reynolds. Animation meets live action. Monkey Man with Dave Patel. Are people going to see Monkey Man? It does look pretty good. Yes, that's right. Ethkoth is a Zabrak? I didn't know that. I didn't know he was Zabrak. Are we going to see Monkey Man? It does look interesting. It does look good. It's rated R. And I want to say that is where I'm caught up on the news that I even covered. Yeah, it is. That is where I'm caught up. Not Marvel, DC, or multiversal sci-fi stuff related, but Young Sheldon is on their last season, and I love Big Bang, and I love this show too. The kid playing Sheldon has grown up a lot. But that's a good show for anybody watching Young Sheldon. They're on their last season. Yeah, I'm caught up now. Kristen Dunst said that she would have been in No Way Home, but she wasn't asked to be in No Way Home. She also got asked about Spider-Man 4, doing Spider-Man 4 a couple weeks back, and she said, of course, she'd do Spider-Man 4. She needs to feed her kids, and she supports her mother. So I don't know if she's getting work right now, but she seems really upset that she hasn't been asked or to do things, or she's just saying like, hey, yeah, hell yeah, I would do it because she needs the money. But she said, yeah, she would definitely come back for Spider-Man 4, but she didn't get asked for No Way Home. And now I think I'm caught up. Okay, no, I didn't see this one. Sydney Sweeney has been cast in the comic book universe. Is it going to be the DCU? I don't know. I saw fan art of her the other day dressed as Black Canary. Fuck no. I don't want Black Sweeney. I don't want Sydney Sweeney to be Black Canary. I don't know. I really like Sydney Sweeney in Euphoria. I guess I need to see her in other things outside of Euphoria, because every time I think Sydney Sweeney, I just think, let me put it this way. I like her character in Euphoria. She really bugged the shit out of me in season 2 with all that fucking crying. And now every time I see Sydney Sweeney, I just think those damn crying scenes where she's constantly crying. Yeah, so I don't know, but Sydney Sweeney has been cast in the DCU as what? Who we don't know. Agent Spider-Man is going to be in this next episode of Invincible. The dude that plays the voice of Spectacular Spider-Man is going to be voicing him, so it's going to be really meta. In the comic, Spider-Man did team up with Invincible. Not read that comic, I just know that just from the Ethernet. So yeah. But it's not going to be Spider-Man. It's going to be Agent Spider. It's their version of Spider-Man. And Sony was not going to let that happen. So yeah, and then Disney will be presenting at CinemaCon April 11th. They're going to showcase their upcoming projects, so we might get a glimpse into some trailers for some things, probably that Mufasa thing I was talking about earlier. And the last thing, because this is for real where I am caught up, because I remember all this now. The last thing, Zoe Saldana said that it would be a huge loss for Marvel if they didn't find a way to bring the Guardians back to the MCU. I would agree to disagree with her. And the reason I say that is because what made the Guardians so special is the people sitting in that picture. That cast. That cast is what made the Guardians so fucking special. Half that cast, Zoe Saldana, Peter Quill, Mantis, and Drax, are no longer a part of that team. Yes, we've still got Rocket and Groot, but we've got, of course we've got Nebula too. I don't know that many people really care for. I don't know. I like Nebula, but I don't give a shit about Kraglin. This version of Kraglin at all. So and then you've got, who else is on that team now? You've also got why am I blanking on names? Will Poulter's, whoever I forget who he's playing, because I'm blanking on names. But yeah, it's okay. That's the thing. It's that cast. That cast made those three films so special. So you'd have to capture the magic of the cast. The new cast would have to capture that same magic of what the Guardians were. But that is the news. That is what I have. Let's see. I saw Xavier said up here. He said, I just care about one of them, Blade, and it ain't the sword. That film is still a myth to me at this point. Yep, I agree. People agreeing with Xavier. He said they can keep Captain Carter. There are important characters they need to focus on and get the audience back on board with the MCU. That is absolutely correct. Not Again 90 said those Disney shows truly hurt the MCU. We were given so much of the wrong characters after losing so many important ones. Now we're waiting on Ryan and Hugh to get things back on track. Loki and WandaVision was dope, though. I agree with that last statement, and I agree with what you said there, the top two. Raymond said, once again, I'll stay with Kang. Yes, Doom should have been the end goal, but they didn't have time. But don't just shoehorn Doom in. As a character, that should be built up to have his own arc, like Tony, Steve, Loki, and T'Challa. Well, not him. Well, yeah. And I agree with that too. I've said before, I don't believe Doom should be shoehorned in, but I've also said in the same breath, I just don't know how you do Secret Wars without Doom. Kang, the whole Kang thing, they've got to figure that out. They've got to figure that out and have it now make sense. I don't know, obviously you can just cast another person, another blackface to be a Kang variant or whatever, but we got to wait they're going to figure that out. They got to figure that out. Falcon said, "You think Thor could be an Avenger or play some sort of role in the next Avenger Secret Wars?" Oh yeah, I think, and the reason I think that is because Hemsworth's Thor is so popular. I mean, you show anybody the scene of him entering into Wakanda in Infinity War, and it's instantly dope. That's one of my favorite Thor scenes. I love him in Infinity War. I love him in Ragnarok. Moments of him in Endgame. But I think that Hemsworth Thor is a big priority for them. I think that, he's not going anywhere anytime soon right now. So I do think that, of course, we are going to see him on that Avengers roster for sure. Not Again said, "I agree with Raymond. If they just rush in Doom, it's going to look so weird on Marvel's end." Yeah, and I agree with that as well. Raymond also said, "But he's not Thanos." But he is. He's an endgame villain, powerful and menacing, but he's also important. He's also important personal chatter like a Reed or Tony or a Steve or a Thor or Loki or important character or personal character. Let's see. D Sizzle said, "Agents of Atlas." I'm guessing the Greg Pak all Asian team. Possibly so. Possibly so. I wish we could get let's see. Falcon said, "LOL, they still doing Wonder Man, or did I miss it?" Nope, it's still happening. It's still happening. It was supposed to have a rated TVMA rating. I guess that's not happening. It is in production as we speak, though. It is still happening. They are still doing Wonder Man. So get ready for Wonder Man in or Yahya Abdul Mateen II's Wonder Man to come, because that is happening. And that's I believe a show coming out next year. Xavier said, "It will be a while. What are they smoking over there?" That's what I'm saying. I don't understand it. D Sizzle said, "There's the House of Crisis nowadays." Gray said, "Can't officially use them until the Fox license expires, I think." Oh, is it not expired? The fuck? I thought that shit was over and done with. Huh. That's interesting. I thought that was done. Let's see. Not Again said, "They are milking the hell out of the Star Wars, which is messed up because it is a prestigious world." Man, so many different avenues they could be taken. Raymond said, "Young Avengers should be a series with Kang as the villain and Iron Lad and coming in, but they didn't ask me to write it." That's something I've said too. It should be the Crusade storyline. The Crusade storyline. It's the most interesting fucking storyline with the Young Avengers anyway. Let's not pretend that the Young Avengers are this like super, super popular fucking team. Can Marvel make them a popular team? Of course. You've got kid actors. It's not that expensive. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can make that happen. But the most interesting story in Marvel Comics with them is Crusade. Raymond said, "Is it true they're bringing Squadron Supreme into this saga? Because if so, why? Are they that important? Is it just them as a Justice League ripoff?" At one point, we had heard the Squadron Supreme were going to be the villains in Thunderbolts, but that was so long ago. I don't know if the Squadron Supreme is still going to be brought into this saga, but I do know that at one point it was on Marvel's minds. I haven't heard anything about it since. Gray said, "I care about T'Challa. He doesn't have any licensing issues." And then Raymond said, it did expire, didn't it? That's what I thought. I heard it expired, but I also heard all of that was bullshit. And really, if we're trying to build Kang as a threat, have him be the one who locked the Fantastic Four in the quantum realm. And these are all exactly all the things we talked about, when we were talking about when Quantumania came out that we thought were going to happen, but did not happen. So I agree. I agree. Definitely. It'd be dope, but they're moving a different route. I don't know, Kang. I don't know if Kang is even any part of Fantastic Four. Could be reworked. We don't know, but it could be. D Sizzle said, "Either way, it's been 5 years since Disney bought the Fox catalog." Yeah. It's been a while, and they just added everything from Hulu to Disney. It pissed me off. Just because they added it from Hulu to Disney, it still has ads. The Hulu shit still has ads. I tried to watch Family Guy and still got hit with ads. Let's see. Cristobal, if I'm saying that correctly, said, when do you think we could expect an official announcement on Spider-Man 4 MCU? So it's happening now. They're going to start trying to film Spider-Man 4. They're writing now. I think they want to start trying to film it this year, September. If that was the right one, it was Spider-Man 4, wasn't it? I think it was Spider-Man 4 that they were talking about. They want to start filming late this year, and they want to have Spider-Man 4 come out next year. There was a lot of scoopers talking about it was going to come out sooner rather than later, a lot sooner than people thought, because Sony is trying to fast track it with some of the things that they're wanting to do. And of course, with Sony owning Spider-Man, it is a thing where Spider-Man or where Marvel has to bend the knee. Obviously, negotiations are made. They talked about it extensively, but Sony has the understanding that Marvel makes better movies than we do. They understand that. They understand that Marvel makes better movies than we do, but Marvel also understands that Sony owns this character, and we can't make any moves without going through them. So at the end of the day, when they meet in the middle and come to the agreement, that's what you get. And that's why we've got this Spider-Man 4 going to have multiversal elements as well as ground level elements. So Spider-Man 4 is coming a lot sooner rather than later. So expect Spider-Man 4, I believe, sometime late next year. That's what they're trying to push for, because they want it out before Avengers 5. Raymond said, and it was a missed opportunity to make Doctor Strange 2 a reverse of House of M by having this deranged Wanda bring in or back mutants, the thing that we all wanted them, depending on if they were also in the MCU before the Fantastic Four. Yeah, what we were all wanting, the same thing. We wanted that whole House of M thing, or this reverse House of M, what we all thought Multiverse of Madness was going to be, of her, doing a reverse House of M and bringing the X-Men back into the MCU or something like that. But we were also very wrong. That's just not what Marvel wanted to do. December 2025, maybe, possibly around that winter release date, like they did with No Way Home. So, but definitely expect it before Avengers 5. Raymond said, but I still say they did a bad job planning this out, all of it from Endgame up until now. I agree with that statement as well, because we are not in a good place right now. But I do have hope. You haven't heard me say that in a while. I do have hope. I do have hope in where they're going. I have hope in what I'm seeing. And again, for me, it does not hinge on Deadpool. I know Deadpool is going to be a good time. I know that. Right now, I'm more focused on the crazy, weird, hesitant rumors that I'm hearing about Captain America 4 and how it's not doing great, how it didn't test well, how, they had to come in and rewrite damn near the whole film and X, Y, and Z, and now Bucky's not going to be a part of it. And at one point we heard all these Hulks were going to be a part of it. Red Hulk was going to be a part of it. The Leader was going to be a part of it. The Serpent Society was going to be a part of it. I believe the Leader, Red Hulk are still a part of it. I don't know about the other Hulks. I know Serpent Society is out. People that had viewed the film said that the fights were lackluster, that it was boring, that the acting was not on par for an MCU film. There was just a lot of stuff going on with Captain America 4. So they got to fix that, because that's the film that it hinges, success moving forward, in my opinion, like that whole, the conversation, rather, in my opinion, hinges on Captain America 4. The conversation of, Marvel might be back. It's there are going to be people that are going to come out and say they're back with Deadpool. And in my opinion, those people aren't in the deeper spaces that we're in. Those people that are going to say, oh, yeah, Deadpool brought Marvel back. Okay, well, you likely liked Thor 5, or you likely enjoyed, all the elements of Multiverse of Madness. But that's not, Deadpool is not the savior. He might have said in the trailer, I'm, the Marvel Jesus, but he's not the one that's going to get rid of the past sins of Marvel. No, that ain't that's not hinged on Deadpool. That's going to be hinging on your films like Fantastic Four, your films like Captain America 4. I'm not even going to put Thunderbolts. It doesn't even hinge on a Thunderbolts to me, because the Thunderbolts to me is one of those joke films. And then why is it a joke film? Because you got actors like David Arbor coming out saying we're a group of misfits, we're dummies, we don't even know what we're doing together, and all this kind of stuff. You don't know who the leader of the team is. You got Val a part of this team for whatever fucking reason, and she's going to be having fight scenes because the actress that plays Val had went to the Marvel and said, she fights a lot in the comics. I would love to do some fight scenes, and so we know she's going to get fight scenes. I don't like this whole. So there's the Thunderbolts. So that we'll have to wait and see, but it's hinging on your Fantastic Four and your Captain America, Brave New World. It ain't no Deadpool. Raymond, I said that same thing. Imagine if Deadpool sucks. Woof. But I don't think it will. And also said, they said that when Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out, and then when Wakanda Forever came out, and then when No Way Home came out, it was nauseating. The MCU quality kept giving up, going up and down, up and down. Yeah. D-Sizzle said Cap film had some of the best action in the MCU. Even Falcon Winter Soldier had good action. No excuses for Cap 4. You know what? As much as I do not care for Falcon Winter Soldier, I will give Falcon Winter Soldier that. The opening scenes, and I don't care for Mackie. Everybody knows that. The opening scenes with Mackie as the Falcon, where he's going through those helicopters fighting backtrot, that's some dope action. Dope action. Even the fight between John, him, and Bucky is pretty dope. Even the fight between him, John, and Bucky is pretty dope as well. So, yeah, some pretty good fight scenes. But that is what I have, everybody. That is the news for the day. I'm not live tomorrow. The only video I have coming out tomorrow is going to be the 97. And I'll probably clip some of these conversations as well. But the 97... reaction. I'm gonna post my episode 4 reaction to 97, so you guys be looking for that. Shut up, Raymond. I'm not live tomorrow. No, because I have videos coming out tomorrow where I'm not going to be live. I have to get those edited and things out. So no live tomorrow, but videos will be out tomorrow. Videos are dropping tomorrow. Again, my reaction of X-Men97 episode 4 will be out tomorrow. You can watch that. And of course, you can watch these some of these clipped ones if you missed anything or in the replay. So, but no, I'm not live tomorrow, Raymond. So, but I will be back again Thursday and the rest of this week. As I told you, if you've been paying attention to the newer videos, there's a clip in there that says, we're posting videos every day, trying to reach that 3,000 subscribers by summer's end. So if you guys can help with that, that'd be really appreciated. So yeah, share this, share. Tell friends, subscribe. We need more subscribers in here. Trying to get, and I know a lot more are going to come too as we get closer to as I do my review for Planet of the Apes, that'll pull some more folks in. As I do everything for Deadpool is coming up, that'll pull some more folks in, and maybe even some of this 97 stuff. So, but I told you guys, I'm trying to get back in the full thing of it, and I think that I've so far it's been pretty good to be back and put a lot of the content back out. So, but I am, like I said, I'll be back Thursday. Not tomorrow, not live tomorrow, but I am content out tomorrow, just not live tomorrow. So, but I appreciate everybody hanging out. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, D-Sizzle, Raymond, Gray. Who else am I missing? Cristobal, if I'm saying that correctly. Xavier, not again 90. Who else we got in here? Falcon, appreciate you being here. Appreciate Ronald being here. Yeah, appreciate everybody. Said everybody. DJF and Nice. I didn't even see your comment earlier where you said, did they start filming Gen Z second season? No, because of what happened. Everybody answered you there, actually. Yes, because of what happened to Chance. So, no, I think that is still indefinitely pushed back. So, and Naries, appreciate you being here. Chronoshore Triple Salute, appreciate you being here. Dexter, appreciate you being here. Chi-Town, appreciate you, and Groovy, appreciate everybody being here, hanging out with me tonight. It has been real. I will see you guys and check you guys out. Shut up, Raymond. Check you guys out in the next video. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, Peace out, everyone.